Hey you guys, let's do a little quickie supplement video, like a public service announcement for joint pain. And I just very recently purchased a barrage of supplements. So get your pen and paper. This might help relieve some of your joint pain. I'm not a doctor or nurse or any kind of medical professional. I'm just your everyday Mary Hartman housewife. This is the research I've done, and I'm looking for it to help me. I want to share it with you. Mind you, the supplements won't work overnight. I know some may not work right away, but get your pen and paper. And I don't have arthritis, but what I think I have, and that still the doctors haven't been able to diagnose, but we have to be like our own health advocate, is I have not gout, like the painful gout you see people in excruciating pain. I believe I have a buildup of uric acid caused by a yeast infection that I had for many years I didn't even know about. So when you have a yeast infection that's not treated, it creates uric acid and toxins in your body until the yeast infection is gone. So I just kind of put two and two together. So and it got to be that I was afraid to eat, because every time I ate, my joints would feel worse after I ate. Comes to find out, there are specific foods that are full of purine, which creates uric acid. There's all this stuff, but my steak and fish that I love has purine. So, like I said, it converts into uric acid. But an apple, I forgot what it was about an apple, but I noticed that when I ate an apple, my joints didn't hurt as much. The green apples, are those sour apples? The green apples are supposed to be the best. So when you do your research, you can Google a question, something like, do apples help decrease pain caused by uric acid? You just have to be a little bit creative in your search. Lemons have been wonderful. A cup of water with lemon juice, I noticed feeling better right away with that. And potassium, somewhere I read that low potassium is the beginning of a cause of a slew of different health issues. Please do your research, because we're supposed to have approximately 4,000 milligrams a day of potassium. And if we go for decades not having enough potassium, we're very low. And when we go to the doctor and do our blood test, they always say, oh, you're fine, you're fine. You have to do a special blood test to see if your cells or low in potassium. There's like 2 different kinds of tests. So even though the doctor says you're fine, you could really be low in a lot of stuff. They're just not testing the cell. And the cell is where you need all these healthy vitamins and minerals. I just want to say a word about gluten-free food. More than likely, you don't have celiac disease. You may have gluten sensitivity, which means your blood is like stagnated. And that's a layman's explanation. What happens is when you eat gluten, it gets in your bloodstream like glue. It kind of gets these fibers in your bloodstream, and so your blood isn't flowing smoothly and easily. And of course, if your blood is stagnated, that's definitely going to hurt your joints. So I do the best I can to eat gluten-free everything. This is something I just recently found. It's a gluten-free chocolate mint bar. Good to go. Gluten-free. I think it's a vegan product also, possibly. Not sure, but definitely gluten-free. I started getting a Food for Life subscription box, and I marked on it gluten-free, and they send all these gluten-free samples. And I'll share it with you in a special video, but this was one of the items. So now in the morning when I have my hot coffee, I'm having a gluten-free chocolate bar. And it says keto on there, which is nice because then there's a lot of other healthy aspects to this also. And another pain trigger is high fructose corn syrup. After a soda or candy or who knows what it is, high fructose corn syrup really brings on the pain for me. And a lot of times that's like the first ingredient listed on some of the food packages. So just make an effort to stay away from high fructose corn syrup and sugar, of course. But I think high fructose corn syrup is probably the worst form. In any case, I take this extra C, vitamin C, simply because it has no calcium in there with it. But when we have sugar, abundance of sugar in our body, it takes away vitamin C. It like binds onto the vitamin C, and we could be low in vitamin C and don't know it. So I've gotten into the habit of every time I think I'm eating a bad candy bar or a Coke or sugar, I take a vitamin C capsule. But you have to be careful because you don't want to overdo it each day. But you might want to research the relationship between sugar and vitamin C. And this I've been taking for years. This is the whole food brand of spirulina. And it has chlorophyll. But what else did it have in it that draws out toxins and metals from your body? I do believe it's the chlorophyll. So it says take 6 capsules a day, so I take 3 in the morning and 3 at night, in hopes that whatever toxins or metals I've got, it's going to bind on to that and remove them from my body. But I think it's the chlorophyll that's the binder. But again, do your research and see if this is right for you. There might be another product that helps you detox your body from toxins and metals. Okay, now you have to be careful with DHEA. This is a hormone. And I just thought somewhere along the line I could be low in it. I don't take DHEA supplements. I've never been tested, but we lose it as we age. And I take all the other hormone supplements, but not this one. So you really need to be tested, but because I'm very cautious, I realized I took this like a few days and I got like a headache and didn't feel well. So I realized I don't need this extra DHEA. But for me, personally, what I found with vitamin D, DHEA, if I'm taking a supplement and I don't really need it, I usually feel nauseated and get a headache. So you might want to look for certain signs if you're not sure of something, if you're taking it, if you really need it. But you can't mess around with this one. DHEA, it's a hormone and you don't want to overdose on it like I did. And if you're going to start trying it, get the smallest milligram you can find. This is a 10 milligram. Perhaps there's a 5, but like I said, I don't need this, so but I'm still glad I checked it to make sure. And this I've been taking quite a long time, this Tart cherry capsule. Do your research on cherries, on Tart cherry juice. I prefer to take the capsules. Wonderful pain reliever for inflammation. So you might find this is right for you. This Tart cherry extract. This I just started yesterday, this magnesium malate. I think I felt better in just the one day. It says take 3 a day. It's a combination of magnesium and malic acid. I was doing my research, found out that malic acid helps lower uric acid or get rid of uric acid. I thought, oh my goodness, that's what I need. I need to get rid of my uric acid. It's causing all this pain in my joints. So after more research, I found out that magnesium with malic acid, which is called this, is a better form of it. And I really do believe I felt better in just one day of this. So that's what magnesium malate is, a combination of magnesium and malic acid. I take 3 of these in the morning. Dandelion root. Oh, back to the DHEA. While I was doing my research, I found out that if you're on a statin drug, you might want to check this information. It robs your body of DHEA. So not only do you lose it from aging, both men and women, but if you're taking a statin drug over the years, you're losing it even quicker. So you might want to check that out. Take 3 of these in the morning. Dandelion root. And alfalfa. I take 2 capsules 3 times a day. I started taking these years ago when it said it would help gout. And I just took it for good measure, thinking, just in case. So, this was one of my first supplements for gout. And I kind of had it but didn't know it. But again, it's not like it's diagnosed as actual gout. It's just like a buildup of uric acid. And the doctors can say it's gout when it's so painful that you can't even breathe. It's so painful. And another thing I wanted to mention when I was on the gluten-free foods, this dairy-free and milk-free and lactose, I don't have an allergy to those things. But my husband had an allergy and he started getting dairy-free items, vegan items. And I would eat them and I thought, wow, I felt much better after eating a dairy-free ice cream than eating regular ice cream. Reason is, now please do your research and make sure I've got the story straight, is assorted dairy products have purine, which create uric acid. So there again, there's some changes you might want to make, even though a doctor hasn't said, oh, you have gluten intolerance, or oh, you have lactose intolerance. You just might want to try it yourself and get less purine in your diet, creating less uric acid in your body, and help your joints feel better. And so this devil's claw 3 times a day, white willow 3 times a day, same thing. They all kind of help promote feeling better if you're having trouble with your joints. But again, I bought so many of these just all together, I kind of forgot what exactly each one does. But they're all for joint issues, help to possibly eliminate uric acid and gout problems. So that's my little public service announcement, my PSA, for anybody suffering with joints or any of that and just disgusted as I was. Went to 2 doctors and not a one of them, between blood tests and visits to both doctors, not a one of them found that I had uric acid buildup or anything. So I also want to thank you for those of you watching the commercial ads before my videos. I really appreciate your financial help with that. Thank you so much. And I hope this helps. If you enjoyed this video, appreciate a thumbs up, a like button. Huge help as well.